couple more people to join us, and we'll get started here.
SUPERDOGE, SUPERDOGE. I have my popcorn ready.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome everyone to the AMA series. First, we'll just do a quick recap on where the coin is at right now. So we are sitting at a 2.1 million market cap, 4,008 holders, and so far we've donated 508 BNB to charity, which is $171,000 at today's valuation. So that's dropped. Everything's dropped considerably since our last AMA. The markets have been a bit of a bloodbath in the last 48 hours in particular. So as a result, our charity contributions have reduced in value, unfortunately, but the amount of BNB that we've donated has increased, accordingly, according to our percentages that we have. There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I know we're still a little bit frustrated that we haven't seen a listing on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko yet. We have deployed resources to help us with that, including sending follow-up emails. We've additionally asked our exchange partner at Bilaxi to also reach out to them, which they're doing, and then we have some contacts as well who know people who work at these companies that are trying to reach out on our behalf as well. From a PR perspective, we did have some success this week, and we're just mentioned in Bloomberg within the last 48 hours, which is quite an accomplishment, especially for a meme coin. This is almost unheard of, except for Dogecoin, essentially, that has been mentioned everywhere. But for us to get not simply a mention, but an actual write-up on that publication is a tremendous accomplishment from Transform Group. So they're actively working on continuing to do this on a regular basis. From a marketing perspective, we have some pending contracts preparing to finalize here, where we'll be bringing on some new strategic partners, our largest yet. So we're making a big push to kind of do something outside of the box and something completely different than the approach that we've taken so far. I know some of you are frustrated thinking that we're not marketing the project, and to some extent that's true. We haven't done our full-out marketing push yet, but and a lot of the stuff that we've tried has simply just been lost in the noise. The industry is extremely saturated, and there's so many coins launching every day that it's hard to punch the noise. And by getting a YouTube video done from the guy that just did 8 YouTube videos that day for every other coin that launched, this doesn't really produce results like you might think it would. It requires a different outside of the outside of the normal marketing channels, and something much more significant to kind of punch through that. Today, we are honored to have our lead writer, Adam, here with us, and I'd love to kind of pass the mic over to him and let him briefly introduce himself, and then start to talk about the SUPERDOGE origin story and what we've got in the pipeline on that respect. Let's take it away, Adam.
All right. Hey, guys. A man of many names. I write under the name Adam Gilad. Very happy to be here. I've gotten to know our SUPERDOGE father, OG, really well over the last few months. And this is really fun, despite this week, which is nutty everywhere. I am the lead writer running this show. We've got an amazing team, though. I come out of a lot of animation. I wrote for Gargoyles, which everybody loves and I love, and I'm still waiting for the live-action movie. We all want it. I wrote for X-Men. I wrote for Biker Mice. I wrote for Power Rangers. No, I wrote for, what's the other one? VR Troopers I wrote for. I knew the Power Rangers back in the day. Wrote for a bunch of those shows, what we used to call testosterone shows. I knew Stan Lee before he was the world-famous Stan Lee. He was obviously famous among us. So I have a lot of background in animation and developing shows. and developing characters, and also have done a bunch of movies for cable, Emmy nomination for one of them, which was great. So my mother could be proud of me. And my kids can call me Emmy nominated dad, which they have to do if they want something. So yeah, so I've been writing for a long time, and I gotta say, man, our team, basically, listen, I did my PhD at Stanford, and so I like to think I'm a smart guy. But this team blows me away. The other writers, we have a writer-director who's an MIT physicist, who's also a writer-director award-winning. We've got another amazing actor, writer, who is a walking encyclopedia of everything comic books and has been bringing us amazing artists and incredible energy. And if we have any questions about any comic ever printed, he knows it. So he's on staff. He's amazing. And another guy who's another writer-director, who's also a cryptomaniac. The guy is a genius. Those are our four main writers. And of course, working with lots of artists around the world. And we're bringing this vision to life. We're bringing this character of SUPERDOGE to life, along with a whole world and a whole series of characters, which Mr. OG can talk about the plans of how we're going to develop those characters through various NFTs and airdrops and rewards for holders. I'm working on a really interesting plan, actually several plans for rewarding holders. I'm a significant holder, and I love this project, which is why I'm doing this. And I'm very proud. Like I said, even my mother's proud of me that we're donating money through crypto. She does not understand what crypto is, but she knows that we're helping people around the world. So I get points at home. So we're developing the main characters and the world. And one of the really fun things about this project, from a writer's perspective, from an intellectual perspective, from a historical perspective, is that we're developing a world that's true to the world of crypto. So our main character, SUPERDOGE, whatever you want to call him, he's a fascinating dude. He's a common dog, right? Like all of us. This is about decentralized power, and he's a street dog. He's got his buddy Lemmy, and he's got a bit of a traumatic past that not everyone will know about in the beginning. We'll get hints and clues, but he's got a huge heart. And like everyone who lives in Fiat City, right, which is where it's set, people are living under the control of fiat, right? So no one really has power. But he stumbles into a certain kind of power, which we'll reveal as we go, that isn't just his. It pervades the world if you get it, if you see it, if you embrace it. And it's a beautiful metaphor for the world of crypto and decentralized power. And he taps into this power. And one of the great things that we feel that's going to make this different is that it's not about lionizing, strange word for dog, but lionizing one character and saying, this is the one, this is the one savior. You know, we don't believe in that in crypto world, especially after Elon. But we really are developing the story and the world to reflect the truth that power is dispersed and can be dispersed. And through the big-heartedness and the reluctant, heroic actions that he takes, he actually wakes up this power in other people, in other characters, I should say. And so, you know, once you connect to this blockchain of power, of inspiration, of spirit, whatever you want to call it, you know, new superheroes are coined, to coin a term, and of course become cards and characters in our universe, in our comic books and our animated series. So that's a little background on our main character and the world we're creating. Fiat City and Blockchain City, which is actually here, if you see it, if you can see it, and kind of a geometric superimposition on Fiat City, which is where most people live. So I don't know what else you want me to say. Any other questions? I can talk about other characters. I can talk about where it's going. Oh, and by the way, his tail sticks out the back of his suit. It's very important. Just everybody knows. He is a dog. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, if you have any questions, chime in. Also, feel free to type it into the Telegram chat. I know some of you don't want to be on the mic, so that's fine. Yeah, what I really love about the team is that they are extremely creative and extremely well experienced and as you can tell, very, very passionate about what they're working on. So that is going to make this project great as we start to build out the storyline and develop, the comic book series, the animated web series, the NFT cards. There's a lot in the pipeline. I guess what I can kind of touch on is where we're at with the SUPERDOGE character as a whole. So what we're doing at the moment is completely redesigning him so that he has a different suit that is kind of blockchain specific. So it will have elements of blockchain technology within the suit itself. We will likely keep a similar color scheme to the Superman colors, but we'll be changing the suit so that it's no longer associated directly with the Superman brand. And we're also, again, going to be taking Lemmy, and that will be SUPERDOGE's friend and sidekick, and creating a character out of him, as well as a bunch of the antagonist characters. Did you want to touch on that quickly, Adam?
Yes. So the antagonist is clearly Elon Musk. No, it's not. It's the antagonist is, we're dealing with the fiat cats. If you say with a nice Russian accent, fiat cat. So we're dealing with the centralizers of power, and the spirit that I touched on, that SUPERDOGE, that the character gets infused with a little bit each time. Because remember, he's a reluctant hero. He's not out there, playing up his ego. Nobody knows who he is, by the way. He always, because he's locked into the blockchain, he's tapped in. He can move faster than the authorities, and he gets information faster. And so Fiat Cat, if you imagine a fat cat, kind of a mix of Kim Jong-un, I hope that doesn't sink us now, and Jabba the Hutt, sort of authoritarian figure who has been hoarding a lot of this power, and actually turning into sort of a golden calf that everybody worships, meaning the almighty dollar or any fiat currency. So Fiat Cat is the big enemy. He's the big villain. There's the question. Chick with the antenna, I love you out there. I watch your posts all the time, and I've never met a chick with an antenna. So always curious to add to my world. Thanks for posting that. So he's the sort of grand villain, but he's got his hench rats, basically. He's got his henchmen who are out there doing his dirty work, just as power and money does a lot of fucking dirty work in this world, and hurting people. And it's because I like to call him SUPDOG, because SUPDOG has been through a lot of pain. He can't help helping out when he sees stuff, and every time he helps out, he gains more power because he taps into the power. So his power will be changing, and again, as he touches people and people step up, their power grows as well. So that's one of the main characters, villains, and he's got his henchmen who we'll save for you later, and then he's got this assassin who is damn sexy and is sent to take out SUPDOG, actually track down SUPDOG, because SUPDOG is kind of a legend. Just like nobody really believed in Bitcoin, or nobody believed in crypto, maybe till this year, maybe not. So she's tracking him, and with the order to kill him. It's actually Fat Cat's very sexy kitty cat daughter, which we learn later. But she's out to track him, find him, kill him. And very interesting things happen when she actually encounters him. So there's a very interesting story there. So not only are there nasty characters doing nasty things in the world that need to be cleaned up, which gives us, story spines for each of the episodes, but we also have a, conceptual villain who is actually hurting people in the world. Rugman. Somebody wrote Rugman should be the villain. So there's an idea of generally what the world is. It's about a world waking up to the beauty of decentralized power and the ability to connect without having to go through central authorities. And we have visual ways of communicating that, which we won't reveal yet. You'll see it as we go. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, Adam, but partially it's inspired by ayahuasca journeys down in Peru. So yeah, awesome. It's going to be beautiful.
No, that's great. There's some questions that we will leave to the imagination for the time being, like what are the superpowers? you know, who are the his sidekicks, all this stuff. We got to leave some to the imagination, and then we also have to protect our IP slightly as well, just so someone doesn't kind of copy our idea word for word and release it. So that's important. But we did want to bring everyone on board today and just kind of give you a hint at what's in the pipeline. People are asking for timeframes and how many episodes. So I believe, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're looking at a 6-part mini series kind of for season 1 here, correct? For the animated series?
Yeah. We're going to release some cards, and then we have a 6-part arc that gets us deep into the story and introduces all the main characters, the world, the what's at stake, and sort of gets the whole, you get into that world. So that's a 6-part series, and that's the beginning.
Right. So there is a process that needs to take place, everyone, and that is, first we need to replace the current SUPERDOGE look and feel that we have now. So we're going to be giving him a makeover. That's step 1. Step 2 is to create the initial cast of characters and get that character design all set up. Once that's been completed, we'll start working on our first NFT drop, which will be a collectible. So essentially a rookie card series. Picture if you had hockey cards, this would be the rookie cards for all of the players, and these will be airdropped to SUPERDOGE holders. We haven't worked out how much SUPERDOGE you have to hold yet to qualify, or which cards you will be airdropped, but there will be kind of different rarity levels at play. So the largest holders will receive the greater rewards. Once that's been completed, then we will begin development on the first comic book series. The first comic book episode. Is that what I'm looking for? Which will be, comic book number 1. And simultaneously, we'll also be building out the animated web series. So both of these are going to kind of take place at the same time. Our time frame for that is looking at, at least Q3 and Q4 of this year. With that being said, though, we are quite ahead of schedule, so we might be able to actually increase our deliverable time on that. So, but that's kind of it in the pipeline. We do have some great ideas that aren't written in stone, so don't quote me on this yet, as we're still looking into the technical details. But what we are considering is each of the characters that are introduced. What we may potentially do is launch a cryptocurrency for each character that has their own charities attached, and then airdrop that new currency to SUPERDOGE holders. So the only way you'd be able to get it is to hold SUPERDOGE, and the more that you hold, the more of the airdrop is allocated to you. So let's say, for example, that we were to introduce Lemmy. We would create a Lemmy coin. We'd pick a better name than that. But there would be a Lemmy coin created, and then that would be airdropped to all of the SUPERDOGE holders and begin trading just like SUPERDOGE is trading, where SUPERDOGE is the central hub, kind of the umbrella corp company. And then as we build out the SUPERDOGE universe, kind of like the DC or Marvel franchise, then all these characters have their own coins. They're all donating to their own charities, and they'll all have their own infrastructure, NFT drops, special NFTs associated with them. And over time, we'll be able to support, tons of charities as the franchise grows in size and popularity. So will the demand for these coins, as well as their valuation. And that's kind of an idea that's in the pipeline. I had hinted at previously about our SUPERDOGE Go, which is something that we're in discussions with our technical partner on that. It is quite a complicated and sophisticated technological play. Like there's a lot of development that's going to have to go into that, but we are in discussions, and we're looking at a potential launch anywhere in perhaps June, July, more than likely July, perhaps even later than that. It kind of depends on a few different variables that we're still trying to sort out. But it is something that we're actively working on. There is a new partnership coming into play here quite soon, which might introduce a actual trading card series. So what that will entail potentially, this is all potential. We're still exploring the viability of executing on all of this, and I don't want to confirm anything written in stone until we have. I'm not really a hype guy. I'm more of a let's deliver real promises and real results type of person. But what we are looking at is creating a SUPERDOGE battle card game, kind of like Pokemon, where you would open up packs of cards that would have different rarity levels, and within those decks, let's say you would have commons, rares, ultra rares, and super rares. You would build your battle deck, and then you would be able to battle other card collectors. And we would build an online portal that would allow you to kind of have online card battles like Hearthstone, for example, where let's say your deck was 10 cards, you would be able to pick 6 commons, 3 rares, 1 ultra rare, and 1 super rare, for example. And then you would go and battle against someone who had their own deck. And when you were to play a game, you would actually be wagering some SUPERDOGE. So you would have to kind of toss in your money, both parties toss in their money, and then whoever wins would win, let's say 80% of the pool. Then, a small percentage would go to the house. Charity would benefit as well, where they would get a percentage of that. And then the rest would go into a pool. And at the end of the season, the pool would be able to buy something special for, let's say, the top 3 competitors in the battle card game. We would limit it so the same person couldn't win every season. But we would create an environment where, hopefully we would be able to afford some sort of great prize, like maybe a Tesla or, something significant. And we think that would be a lot of fun and a great way to bring some additional real world use case to the SUPERDOGE empire. And so there is a lot of stuff in the pipeline, a lot of stuff to execute on. And so I know some of you guys have been concerned that, what's going on with the project, right? Why aren't we at, $1 billion market cap yet? What is wrong with you, right? And the reality of the situation is that we got a lot of stuff going on, and we are working very hard to deliver something great here, not something that will simply pump and dump. Simultaneously, I do have my very large project on the go as well that we're developing simultaneously, which will have some additional benefit for SUPERDOGE as well that I'm not privy to discuss at the moment. But so on that note, Adam, did you have anything to add?
No, it's just that, I hope people got that there's another project that's going to be really helpful to us. This is fun. I mean, guys, we all watch the thread, so keep the enthusiasm coming. All the ideas, just knock them down. Love hearing what turns you on about this character and what he can do in the world. And just know that we seriously have an amazing team of super genius guys. They blow me away with their skill and knowledge and storytelling ability and mastery of mythology. We got a great team. And I think we're good. And we also have, of the team, I'm probably the least, have an amazingly deep understanding of crypto and how it works. And these are people who live crypto, live and breathe it. So we're really creating something that exists in this new world that should be very innovative and have a very new kind of spirit. And of course, funny and wacky and very tongue-in-cheek, but representing what this new ethos is, and once again, not leaning on this idea that one person's going to be our savior, because that's not what this whole world that we're building is about.
Well said. Did anyone have any questions then before we wrap this up? If you do, please feel free to speak on voice chat or simply type in the chat.
Do we know when the next AMA is going to be?
10 minutes.
What we'd like to do is be able to introduce some other members of our writing team. So hopefully within the next week here, we'll have the opportunity to bring in some other members, and they can kind of elaborate on the story a bit further. But I would say within the next week, we also have, interest from Barbara from Wellspring Brings Hope to come in and do an AMA with us as well. So within a week, we'll have another one.
Awesome.
Rocking it.
Okay, so we're asking, are we going to be looking for other charities soon? So the contract unlocks on July 23rd, from what I understand. So off the top of my head, don't quote me on that. But so that puts us at our first 3-month period, where we will be voting on additional charities. I'm just going to mute you here, Jerry. Yeah, so our first charities are going to come up for vote here within a couple of months. So what we need to do from a dev standpoint is create a portal that allows charities to apply. So perhaps we create, a page where they can apply, where they can upload a video, and then the community can vote on which charities they want to support in the upcoming contract unlock. I'm hoping to be able to do that within a month or so, right? I want to give us enough time to be able to check out the charities, vet them. It's important that we choose the right charities where they have a good rating and a good track record, and to make sure that the funds that are being allocated to them are actually going towards their programs and not towards, an overpriced CEO or something like this, right? Or even worse, perhaps a total scam. That would be absolutely devastating to lock in a scam for 3 months. So we've got to be careful and make sure that we do our due diligence. Additionally, someone's asking about the CERTIC audit. So the CERTIC audit is in progress right now, and I would anticipate that within the next few days, we will see a report back from them. And that's, in the pipeline. They said 3rd week of May. We're there. Any day now is the answer to that one. How will making a comic raise the price of the coin? Okay, so Joe, the goal is to build is to build demand for the token by releasing an entire universe with a bunch of different collectibles and games, and eventually merchandise, comic books, graphic novels, movies, animated web series, and to basically try to create a franchise out of this, right? And having SUPERDOGE be at the heart of the transaction process, and offering discounts and fun ways to get involved, right? So that's the thinking behind this. Okay, any more marketing updates? So as I mentioned before, we are about to announce our most significant partnership to date, and we're just finalizing contracts now, and that's all I can really say on that until things are completed. But there certainly is some stuff in the pipeline. We took a look at a lot of different options. Took a look at a TikTok marketing firm. They wanted $30,000 to do a test campaign, which is kind of crazy. It's not something that we're going to rush into right at the moment. We're going to go with our other approach here first, where we're dealing with a significant partner in the crypto space. And let's see what type of results we get there first. If, things don't work out well, maybe we'll do the TikTok thing. But we do want to get involved in TikTok, and we do have a partner who is going to be creating a TikTok account for SUPERDOGE, as well as a tremendous amount of content. And she's an expert at building accounts and creating viral content. So we will have a presence there. It's all being worked on.
Lots going on.
Yeah. Have you already assigned some designated team for Twitter, Reddit marketing, and other social media? Can you speak a little more about the marketing plans for social media? So we do have some admins that are helping out with those, with Facebook, as well as Reddit and Twitter. if there is anyone in the group that is interested in helping out, there is ways that we can give you access to post on Twitter, for example, on SuperDoge's behalf. There's a piece of software called TweetDeck. So if you are a trusted member of the community and this is a burden that you are willing to bear, please contact me personally, and we will get you set up. Same with Reddit. You know, if you wanted to become a Reddit moderator or an admin to post and administrate the Reddit site itself, that is something that we could always use, you know, more hands on deck. So yeah, reach out to me personally if you have any interest in that. The best way to help from a community standpoint. So, you know, we've got some people doing some tremendous work here. Jerry Kelly is amazing. You know, Keith's been a good community manager. The chick with the antenna, very cool. I weirded out why there's only one antenna, but we we really like your guys' support, and I know that it's been tough days here over the last 48 hours. Everyone's like wondering why isn't the coin pumped to the levels of all of these lesser coins, and there are some things that are outside of our control. There's some marketing techniques that we didn't partake in. And what you will notice with a lot of these coins that have had this big pump, most of them are dead now. A lot of them turned out to be rug pulls. And, this was kind of a pump and dump scheme, the typical, scam that you kind of see going on in the crypto industry. And what we're trying to do is cut through that and build something with long-term infrastructure. And that's our main objective, is to last through this. And in order to do that, we need to do things right. I'll admit that our initial marketing efforts have not worked out the way that I've expected. The listing process with CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko have not worked out in the way that I've expected. We applied for those on day one of launch, just so you know. And I've updated them several times with significant updates. We're working with Transform PR. We've been, mentioned on CNBC. We're on Bloomberg. We have a listing at Biloxi, right? Like,
how cool is all that, by the way? How freaking cool is that for a new coin?
That's a lot of work and and expensive, very expensive to accomplish those milestones. So to not have, let's just say that the frustration that you are feeling, times that by 10, and you'll have an indicator of my thoughts on that process as well. So we're working on it, guys.
Also determination to make this pop. We're fighting.
Yeah, and we're just getting started here. So from a short-term perspective, it looks like doom and gloom, but from a long-term perspective, maybe everything magically works out to where we have this huge marketing partner come on board, and CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko all pop off in this strange karma-based time frame where all of a sudden, boom, there we go from 0 to 100. So keep the faith, and just know that we're working hard behind the scenes. There's a lot of people that are getting impatient. Some people are getting weird, and we're trying our best to manage your expectations and provide updates on a regular basis. So now someone's asking about the liquidity question again. So V1, V2, right? What's happening there? So as everyone knows, PancakeSwap made a migration from V1 to V2. And everyone who had their liquidity locked into V1 is not able to unlock that and move it to V2. It's simply not possible from a smart contract perspective. So PancakeSwap started out with this doom and gloom message, basically saying, "Oh, V1 is not supported anymore, and you can face massive slippage losses due to this." Right. What we're looking at is there's a lot of different solutions to this problem. What we can do is build our own kind of DEX on top of PancakeSwap that doesn't have this message. This is very similar to what Bog Tools has as well. With that being said, there are other solutions being introduced right now that will make PancakeSwap obsolete here very quickly from so many different perspectives. So this whole cross-chain shenanigans where you have to, take a MetaMask, add the Binance Smart Chain, go to Binance or KuCoin, buy Binance Coin, then send it over to MetaMask, and then you could buy SuperDoge. And then you have to add SuperDoge to your MetaMask to be able to see it. That's ridiculous, right? And it is a barrier to entry that we need to get away from, and the industry needs to get away from. And there is some new tech being launched now that will allow you to literally buy coins with any other coins and be able to do cross chain, so you can buy BSC with Ethereum with a single click of a button, and it will be open source code. Yeah, the price spot has it's gone down, so we're actually looking for another price spot. This process is a little bit more difficult than I anticipated. I was hoping I could find another price spot within a couple of minutes, but I've been sidetracked with more important things. Waterfall works good. We've applied for Unibot as well. So if anyone does know a price spot guy, let me know, and we'll get it set up. There's a few out there, but because we're not listed on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko yet, that presents this additional kind of challenge. So if you know anyone, let me know. Any future exchanges in the works? Yes, we have applied for Gate.io. It is quite a significant listing application process. So we'll see how that goes. It took about probably 45 minutes to fill out their application. There are other centralized exchanges. It's not our main focus at the moment. Biloxi works great, and they are US friendly as well. So that kind of checks off our tier 3 centralized exchange. We could have gone with Whitebit, which would have been very similar experience to Biloxi, but Biloxi was 25 grand, Whitebit was 85 grand. So we made a financial decision there to try to save funds for marketing versus exchange listings until we can push the price up higher. And that is basically it. Plans on listing on Unirocket. Yes, Unirocket has been applied for. So we're waiting to hear back from them. And, they say that we've qualified for their free version. If for some reason they don't list us on their free version, then we'll be looking to do a paid solution with them, even though realistically they are essentially exactly the same as Waterfall Bot. So there's not much difference there from what we already have. But if it appeases the many, then I'll get it for you. Okay, guys. So I think that's it. Unless anyone else had some additional questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we will wrap things up here.
I just wanted to say thank you so much from the community. I know it sounds like sometimes people are impatient and so on, and we know that you are working your ass off around the clock nonstop, and you put in a ton of your own money, and I know you're sweating 10 times more than what people are sweating in here. I just want to say thank you, because I have a ton of friends who are involved, and they're like, what, they can't, it doesn't seem like stuff is happening, and they're going, this guy's putting in his own money and so on. People realize that the right people do. So I just want to say thank you, and we're so grateful over here.
Thanks for that, man. I really do appreciate that. Yeah. And there is a burden to bear for me. I have a lot of friends and associates who are involved in the project. Sure. So I have this obligation to deliver results. Come rain or shine at whatever cost. So we are actively working on making this happen.
No, I know you're. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
And thanks.
You bet, man. Thank you for everything that you do as well. Sure. You're a blessing.
Sure. Cheers.
So on that note, you guys, we're going to end the AMA session. Lots of important and exciting things in the pipeline. We'll be looking to do another AMA here within the next week, where we'll introduce some additional writers. By that point in time, you should see our largest marketing partnership reveal itself. I realize everyone's frustrated with CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. Please don't message me and ask me when. It's not helpful to me, and it's kind of frustrating on my end. I share a lot of your frustrations, so we are working. We're dumping piles of cash into punching through the veil. So bear with us, and I appreciate everyone's patience. As I mentioned before, this is just the beginning of a very long journey, and we're not even a month in yet, and we've accomplished a tremendous amount. I know the price doesn't reflect that, but as soon as we have our moment in the sun, we're off to the races. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Thank you specifically to Adam for joining us and giving us some updates.
Thank you, bud.
And yeah,
Thanks, Adam.
Looking forward to this, guys. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Take care. Take care.